Hi book friends! Okay, so you're gonna get a combined vlog of like 3 different things that I just wanted to kind of finalize this vlog for my last reading vlog of 2025. So you're gonna see me read a couple of 2026 arcs, actually 3 different 2026 arcs in this vlog. You're gonna see me read 3 arcs, try to read one, and then I DNF one, but we'll get there. You're going to see me listen to some Stranger Things audiobooks, and you're going to see me do my full breakdown of all of the stuff that I talked about for everything out. You're going to see my full breakdown of all my thoughts of Stranger Things Volume 2 and my rewatch as I'm kind of making my way through. At this point, I'm on season 4, but I don't know if I'm going to finish. So yeah, enjoy this very, very long vlog, and then at the end, we're going to wrap up 2025, get ready for 2026. But I hope you guys like this extra long vlog. I do feel better throughout the vlog, so you will see me feeling a little bit ill at the start of it. But I hope you guys like the content, and thanks for supporting me for 2025. I'm really excited to share 2026 with you all. And if you're a Stranger Things fan, let's enjoy all the theorizing while we can, because our theorizing time is about to end. Enjoy the vlog, friends, and I'll talk to you guys at the end. Bye, book friends. Alright, so we're gonna spin. I did a Tiny Decisions wheel, so we're gonna see. What are we working on this weekend? 2026 arcs, which means I do get to film that video. Alright, so I'm gonna have to take like a little bit of time to go film that and like prep it. It's 2 videos I'm technically filming. Alright, let me go get that video ready to prep to film. So I have to get all my arcs out and I have to separate them into columns. But let me go do that, and then we are gonna, which means unfortunately Immortal Consequences and the Nightblood Prince will not get read for this year, which is fine. But I really am excited for this. This was my secret plan to kind of do that. So, alright, let me go get my video ready to film, which is 2 videos, and then I'm gonna go figure out what books I need to talk about it, figure out how I'm gonna rank them all, and then we're gonna go film that video, and then we'll start this vlog in a little bit. But alright, let me go get all this stuff. I'm gonna go fill this, and I'll come back when we're ready to read, where I unwrap a book. Alright, bye book friends. Okay, so let's just take a bit of a moment. So I just watched Stranger Things Volume 2 for the first time, and I loved it. But I definitely need to slow down and watch it again. So that's gonna be the plan for today, is just to slow down, alternate between watching an episode, crafting, and kind of getting stuff done. But I do need to roll to see how I'm picking it. So I have wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my arcs, and I have a little wheel where I choose, a number chooses because I number them all, or my parents or my dog chooses. So ooh, okay, a number choose. So we have to do a random number generator. Okay, that's easy. Okay, 5. Let me just show you. 5. Okay. Okay, so this is number 3. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. So this is number 5, which means, alright, so, and I didn't wrap these, my mom did, so, I have no idea. Ooh, okay, so, anyone want to take a guess? These are all arcs that I got mostly from Comic-Con. I don't think I included any. Alright, ooh, this is gonna be such a different vibe. We're gonna read Angus Augustine's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. Okay. Alright, so that's one that I put in here. It's definitely not gonna be the vibes of Stranger Things, because this is like a cozy fantasy. But maybe that's what a girl needs. I will say I have read her Emily Wilde series, and I only read book 1 and 2, and I didn't love them. So, this is a woman who runs a cat rescue in 1920, turns into a grouchy but charming wizard, turns to help her save the shelter in this heartwarming, cozy fantasy. Ooh, okay. So, I'm going to read the first 50 pages of this. I'm also going to go rewatch episode 1, Shock Jock, because that one I watched when I was probably the most tired. And then I watched episode 2 and 3 today, and I'm like, was less tired when I was watching that. But I will say, I really, really like it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it all the way through once, and then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back to episode 3 that I was in the middle of, and then I'm going to watch it all the way through. There is a potential that this show will become my favorite show of all time, which nothing has dethroned that since Buffy, and that's when I watched that in like 2000, like I don't know when that was over, but I love that show quite a bit. So we're gonna see if this can overtake it. I think it could. So all right, I'm gonna read the first 50 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys an update. All right, bye friends. Friends, I'm back. I wanted to give you an update. I did want to read the first 52 pages of Agnes Aubergine's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett, and I'm liking this book quite a bit. It does remind me a little bit of when I read Legends of Latte and the vibes that I got from that, but like there's not like, we have a main character named Agnes, and she's running this cat shelter, and unfortunately in her society there was like a wizard duel, and her cat shelter was destroyed. So she's kind of hunting for a place that can take these cats. She's working with her sister, and she's working with a couple other employees, and no one will take her because cats are like non-hygienic. And this takes place in Canada, I think, if I'm right. Yeah. So she kind of gets sucked into this unique place where she can like buy this place and rent this place, but things are not like normal in this place. Like she thinks that there's some undercurrent in there, but she doesn't have a choice. She has to move in there, and that's sort of where we are. I've read about 50 pages and I am liking it. I want to read about 50 pages more so I can have like a solid update. But I am enjoying it. It does give me Legends and Latte vibes, and I do like Heather Fawcett's writing, so I'm hopeful that this book will be a hit. And I did watch about half the about the episode of Shock Jock. I am really, really liking this season. You could tell because I'm rewatching a lot of scenes. Like I'll watch like 2 minutes and then I'll rewatch, because this is probably the most science heavy part of the show I've watched. So like it is one that, like, as not a science nerd, I feel like I really need to like rewatch. But this is also a pretty big, sorry, subtle spoilers. If you want no spoilers, then just don't watch this part. But this is also a very, very big Max and Holly episode, and Max has become my favorite character, and I really do like Holly. We had an addition of a main character, or a character from season 2 that no one liked, and now I'm not really liking her anymore. I liked her in season 2, but I don't like her anymore. And it's just so interesting to see how they kind of piece people together. I think the Duffer Brothers do a very good job at kind of having groups of people together. And yeah, that is where we are. So I'm going to go read it. Another 50 pages of this, and then I should be able to update you again, and by then I should be done with Shock Jock, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit of spoilers. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Hi, Brian. Big Dragons, I am back. I did wind up rewatching episode 1 of Stranger Things, which I really did enjoy. I think that the show is just going to blow me away for the 5th season. I think I really am liking this second batch of episodes a lot. I'm probably going to do like a full rewatch, and then maybe I'll add my thoughts at some point, but I did really like that episode. I like that we're getting more Max and Holly, which is definitely a storyline that I'm captivated by. I really do like Sadie Sink as an actress. I also really am fond of all the groupings we're getting. I really like the scene between Robin and Will. I think his journey throughout this whole season is very, very interesting. I really do like the whole planning. I like when they have a plan. So like there's so many plans in the first 2 episodes that I'm really enjoying. The Dustin and Steve scene broke my heart because you could tell how struggling Dustin is. And again, more plans are being built, but I am really, really liking that. And I'm probably going to do like a full vlog where I kind of dissect it. I just don't know when I'm going to do that. And then I also got up to page 100 in Agnes Aubergine's Mystical Cat Shelter. I am liking this. But basically you have a character who's kind of, as I said before, she kind of lost her cat shelter because of, wizard activity. Like they like ruined her shelter. And now she has a new location, but unfortunately for her, she is in the basement is a wizard, and they're kind of using her shelter as kind of like a front. And she is very unhappy with this. She does not like that they are basically there. She does not like wizards. They basically ruined her first cat shelter, so she's very, very suspicious. So I read about 50 more pages. I am intrigued where the story is going to go. I wonder if we're going to be a bit more plot focused, which I felt like her first book, I just didn't care about the plot. So hopefully there's a balance in this story, because I do like the characters. I do. The cat shelter is funny and unique. It's like a unique premise. So I'm curious to see how the magicians are going to kind of interact. So I'm going to go read another 50 pages, and then I'm going to give you guys an update and a thing on the episode I'm watching of Stranger Things. I'm watching Escape from Camazot, which is currently my favorite episode so far. I really, really do like that episode. So I'm going to go read another 50 pages, and then I'll give you a time check and an update. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. I'm back. I'm watching episode 2 of Stranger Things, but I did get up to 154 pages into Agnes Aubergine's, and I am really liking this book. I think that this book has a lot of things that I'm liking, has a plot. So basically you have this character who, she is kind of, her shop kind of got moved to this store because her cat shelter got like ruined by magicians, but now she unfortunately has a magician as like a landlord, and things are kind of going from there. And there's a bit of mystery with the landlord, like people are coming after him and she's kind of in the crosshair. She's kind of like getting affected by all of the things that he's dealing with, and I am enjoying it. Like, I think that it has a good plot. I think the characters are really interesting. I'm not bored. The thing about Emily Wilde was I was so bored in that book. Like, nothing was interesting me. These characters feel unique. These characters feel different. It is set in the 1920s, which I am liking. But I also am just liking the characters. Like, I think it's a fun setup. We are also getting like the day-to-day elements of the cat shelter. And there's a lot of things like about having to move the cat shelter that reminds me a little bit of Legends and Lattes. But I'm just enjoying it. Like, I'm having a fun time. I think that there's a potentiality for a romance, but there's also enough side characters that I feel like connected to. Like, you know, when I was reading Emily Wilde, I felt bored, and this book does not feel boring to me. I'm also about to get to my favorite part of Escape from Camazot, which is the actual Escape from Camazot, which I'm really enjoying. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages, and then I'll give you an update. But yeah, I'm really having a fun time. I'm so happy I picked this book up. My problem with my ARCs is that, like, I just leave them on my bookshelf and then they don't get read. So I really am making a concerted effort to make a vlog series about them, where I'm just going to read them. I'm going to wrap a couple and we're going to read them. So that is the plan. I will update you guys when I have read about 50 more pages, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Hi, book dragons. I'm back. I have finished watching the second episode that came out, Escape from Camazot on Netflix. I really did like that episode. That's probably my favorite episode that I'd watched this entire season. I think it had a nice balance of all the characters, and I feel like it had a lot of emotional heart to this episode. I think that it just was a fun episode. Not a fun episode. It was very emotional. I think that there was a lot of elements to this thing that worked. Obviously, I like the Max and Holly stuff. Like, that just really, like, got to me. I also really liked the Will stuff as well. I also liked the demo scene when they were escaping, and then the stuff in Vecna's mindscape. I like that. I thought the scene where Max was like, you have to save yourself, and like, you don't need a boyfriend, you don't need music, you just have to save yourself, was very, very impactful. And I think that, like, kind of going that with the scene that we had with Jonathan and like Nancy, like, she was choosing herself. She didn't need Steve, she didn't need Jonathan. All such good messaging. I also just liked the scene between Will as well, like how he was dealing with that and the consequences of all that. And I just love the scene between Dustin and Steve. It just was a good episode. Like, I think that's an episode I'll probably rewatch. And then I'm in the middle of watching the last episode that we have currently, and I'm gonna definitely chat about that when I'm done. But book-wise, I wound up reading to page 206 in this, and I am really liking this book, to be honest. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, but it might be a 4-star. Like, I really am enjoying it. I think that it has enough elements. There is a lot happening. So basically, like, we have she's basically a tenant to a magic worker, and they're kind of trying to get these cats adopted. That's like her whole job, but she's using his powers to kind of enchant these cats. So mystical cat shelter, like, they're being enchanted to kind of work with these people and encourage adoption. But then you also have her trying to work with him to kind of negate his sister. His sister is looking for something that has basically ruined her second home. So they're kind of forced to work together in that way. You have a little bit of romantic entanglement between the magical guy, but there's also a police officer as well. You have enough side characters that I'm also super liking. I'm really having a fun time with this book. It has enough like day-to-day elements, but also an element of like an overall plot point that I am enjoying. And the characters are fun. Like, I am liking the characters. I think there is some pacing issues sometimes. Like, we sometimes jump a little bit, but I am liking it. So I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to go read another like 50 pages and get up to page 250 and give you an update. I'm probably not going to diamond page anymore tonight, but yeah. So let me know that. I'll give you guys an update. And yeah, I'm having a really, really fun time. So I'm going to go back to watching Stranger Things. I'm going to go finish watching The Bridge, and then we'll chat through that. Bye, book friends. Hey, book dragons. I just wanted to do a quick TV show and reading update. I did wind up watching The Bridge, which was the final episode we got from the season. This is an episode that I think is definitely set up for like the series finale. I think that like it's a lot of information. I think that we finally got what I call the Avenger scene, where like everyone is kind of planning, and that's like one of the favorite things I like about the show. The plans always make sense, even if you have to like listen to it a few times. We finally got answers about what is the Upside Down, which I thought was interesting because it's not what anyone thought it was. I really like the starting scene with Max and Lucas, and how Max started to realize that she could have came home anytime. It was just her getting the courage to do it. Also, the devastation of Holly not coming back, and also that plot point with Derek. I really want to know like what that plot's going to be for the series finale, because I think it's going to be very interesting, especially in that last little section. I like that, you know, we do have people still in Hawkins, so we do have some people that are staying in Hawkins as the rest of them venture off in that thing. I still don't trust Holly at all. Like, I don't like her. I think that it's going to be bad. I don't know if Elle is going to get a happily ever after, but I think that Elle is somebody that is going to do everything she can to protect her friends, which is interesting. I really did like the whole scene where kind of Steve came up with the plot and Steve came up with the plan. I liked the whole team coming together. I liked how we got some like new people. We have like, you know, Robin's girlfriend. We have the guy, like the teacher. I think that all that stuff was very interesting because these are people that have been continually in the story. I also did like the coming out scene for Will. Like, that was something that people have been talking about for years. I really like that. And I also think it's something that Vecna would have played on in Will Seiki. And I really, really liked it. Now I'm going back and I'm rewatching season 3. I don't know if I'm able to do a full rewatch, but I'm really gonna try. So I did wind up getting up to 250 pages into Agnes Aubergine's. I am liking this book. I will say Heather Fawcett does have a very, very quick paced story. Almost too quick, and I think that that's the problem with this. I think because we do have a cozier story that has a very, very fantasy heavy plot line, sometimes I feel like she writes a little bit too fast. And I think that, like, she just, like, it's just a quicker story. And, like, I feel like I do know the characters, but some of the characters, I feel like it's a little bit too quick. I do like the story. Like, I'm not going to DNF it at any point. I just wish the story slowed down a little bit. Maybe I should pick up the audiobook of this at some point, because it's clearly not out yet. I'm reading this and it comes out in February. But maybe this is a book I would pick up the audiobook for, because there is a pretty fast-paced plot at the heart of the story. But because of that, because it is so fast-paced, I don't think you get the characterization that I love in a cozy. So that is kind of where we are. So I am liking it. I'm going to read until I get up to page 300, and then I'll give you like another update and a update for the show that I'm watching as well. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm going to go eat my lunch because my parents are going out and I have to watch the puppy all day. But yeah, once I read about 50 more pages of this, I will give you an update. My goal is to unwrap one more book for this vlog. That's why I'm giving you a lot of updates, just because I have a little bit of time on my hands. I also did film my TBR. I filmed my winter TBR. I still have to edit those, but I'll probably edit those tonight. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys when I have an update for you, hopefully when I read about 50 more pages. Bye, book friends. Hi dragons, I'm back. I did want to say that I did want to finishing the last 100 pages of Agnes Aubergine's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. I'm going to give this book like 3.75 stars. I'm going to round it up to 4. I will say I do like this story better than Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I found that boring in a way that like I didn't want to keep reading. This book I had similar issues, but like I just think I enjoyed it a little bit better. I think that Heather Fawcett has such fast-paced stories, and I think it suffers in the world building department. Like, I think there was so much happening in this book, and I just felt like the world building wasn't as, could have been a lot stronger if it slowed down a little bit. This was a very, very fast-paced narrative, And I just think that because of that, like, there was a lot of fantasy elements in this story, especially like the Witch King and all of that elements, and like who her landlord was, and there was just a lot of stuff that like wasn't that well explained. And I think because of that, the plot sort of overtook this book because it was so fast paced. And then I felt a little bit disconnected from the characters. There's like a dash of a romance. I would not call this like a romantasy. This is definitely a cozy fantasy, but it's a little bit too fast paced for me to feel that connected to the characters. And I just wanted like more. I wanted the book to slow down a little bit. That's why it only got 3.75 stars. I would round it up to 4 on Goodreads. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on this. So I'm going to spin to see how I'm going to choose, if the number is going to choose or if I pick. Ooh, okay, number choose. Okay, so I do have to go, take the books down. I have to add a number because I forgot one when I was doing it last time. So let me go do that and then I'll come back and we'll check. Redo my books. I now have 7 books to choose from. So we are going to have to go to a random number generator, which is fine. Yeah, so I'm excited. I know what all these books are, but honestly, I forgot what I remember. I know what I wrapped. Okay, so we have a number 3. I don't know if you could see that. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, 3. Okay. Oh yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, okay. I was hoping I would get this, or it would get this for like my next read. So we're gonna read Tide Speaker by Sadie Turner. This is a book with elemental magic, and it also is a girl that has neurodivergent, and I'm so excited. Cora Frayne is a floodmouth. Her words can control water. She spent most of her life in prestigious magical institutions, training for a chance to serve one of the nation's noble houses. When Cora learns that she has secure position working at a house shear weaver, a reclusive note living in a wave-battered island, she thinks her hard work has paid off until she discovers that the previous floodmouth, Cora's best friend, mysteriously died. Ooh, and she has to uncover the mystery of her best friend's murder? Or disappearance. Ooh. And she becomes interested in the youngest son, Lear. Ooh. Oh my god. This cover is so pretty. I got this at Comic-Con and it was like the only book that they were giving away. Okay. So this one is one that I was actually hoping this book would, this is a true 5-star read prediction because I was so excited for this one. And I love elemental magic. So I'm going to read about maybe like 50 pages of this. I would say I'm going to read like 50 pages of this book. So maybe I'll read the first 6 chapters and then I will give you guys like an update. Okay, I'm very excited for this one. Yeah, so this one has the potential to be a 5-star read. This has the potential to be one of my favorite books, like to be on that list for next year. Okay, I'm very excited. All right, I'm going to go start this and then I'm going to come back and we're going to chat. I'm also still on season 3 of Stranger Things. But yeah, we're also starting to do best book stuff and I'm trying to watch those videos so I can make my list. That is probably going to be the next vlog that I do. So yeah, that is probably going to be the next vlog that I do like best books of the year while I have like a weekend off. So yeah, that is the plan. All right, I'm going to go start this and then we'll chat back when I have a little bit of an update for y'all. Friends, I'm back. I did want to say that I did wind up reading the first 52 pages in Tide Speaker by Sadie Turner. I am liking this, but I feel like I need a little bit more time with the characters. So, we have a main character named Cora, and she's a floodmouth, but basically means she's an elemental magic that can control water. But she does have some social issues, and she is having issues controlling her powers. Her best friend was sent away when she completed her test. When she was completing her test, something went wrong, but she is still sent to the same exact house that her best friend was as a floodmouth, but her best friend has gone missing or is dead and they can't find her. So she's kind of taking up the reins of her best friend's position, and that is all that I got so far. So I really didn't read a lot, but I am intrigued. I want to keep reading, and I hope that as I keep reading I will get a little bit more depth of the story because I really haven't read a whole lot. So yeah, that is where we are. So I'm going to go read another 50 pages and then I'll give you guys like an update, and then I'm probably going to take a crafting break to go do my diamond painting. But yeah, I will talk to you guys soon when I have an update. Hopefully I'm loving this because I really wanted to. This cover is so pretty. I just feel like I need a little bit more time with the characters. So I'll be back when I have an update for you. Bye, book friends. Dragons, I am back. So last night I did wind up reading a bit more of Tidespeaker on my Kindle. I'm about 200 pages in. I'm just not liking this book, to be very honest. I am going to finish it. I'm probably going to read about 50 pages and then I'm going to go to the book I'm really liking. My favorite book of all time currently is the Isles of God series by Amy Kaufman that has really good elemental magic, and this book feels like a weak comparison to that. I feel like I don't feel that connected to the characters. I feel like the plot is a little bit weak. Basically, she's trying to find out what happened to her best friend. Her best friend was the only person that really understood her. So she's kind of in this house and she's kind of almost working as a spy to kind of get information so she can get information about her friend. There are intriguing elements, but the story is just not captivating my attention. But I do want to finish it, so that's why I'm reading it as I read something else. So I also just started The Runes Beneath Us by Sasha A. Sloan, and I'm loving this book. And I'm just kind of like accenting it. I've read about 36 pages so far, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. I will give you an update when I have read a little bit more when I got up to page 50, just so I could give you guys a little bit of an update. But this is my plan for this vlog. I'm going to read these two books. And I might read Better in Black by Cassie Clare, which is a short story collection. But I want to wrap these books up before the end of the year. That is where I'm feeling right now. I'm having a hard time feeling connected to this story. I am liking it. I don't think it's like bad. I just feel like the characters feel a little bit flat to me and the plot is not plotting. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this one. So that is my update for you. They're very, very pretty books and I'm really liking this one, but I just need a bit more time to devote to it. Dragons, I'm back. I think unfortunately, I'm gonna just DNF Tidespeaker. I'm not really liking it. I think I may try to get like the audiobook from like a free site and see if I like it better on audio, but nothing about this book is hitting and I'm so sad because this cover is so pretty, but I'm just not feeling that connected to the story. It doesn't feel like I'm being pulled in it. I don't feel interested in it like at all. So I may try to wait until January to see if there's like a free site. Maybe it's going to be on Everon, maybe it's going to be on Spotify Hours, maybe if I have a free credit on Libro that I could use. But it's not hitting and I don't want to like be forced myself to read something that I really am not liking. And I was so excited for this book, but I just think it's not working. So unfortunately, I am going to DNF this. I may come back to it as an audio, maybe early in January if I can find a way to get it for free. But I am DNFing this. Unfortunately, I am going to head back to this book because I was really, really liking this one. I wanted to read books that I enjoy. So I am going to DNF this. I'm going to go do my review. I read about 60% and it's just a little bit boring. There is no real like plot. There is a plot, but it's not like the world building is just a little bit unclear to me. So I am going to DNF this. I may come back to it as I just said, but I don't know. I'm just not in the mood to force myself to read it. This cover is stunning, but it's just not hitting the way that I want. So unfortunately, this is a DNF for me. I will give you an update when I have got up to page, like, you know, a little bit more in this book. But yeah, I haven't read a lot because I was really trying to focus on this. But you know what? We're not going to read books that we're not loving. So that is the plan. All right, I will talk to you guys when I have an update on this one and we'll talk soon. Bye, book friends. So I wound up combining a few vlogs for this project. It's like 3 vlogs into one just because I didn't have enough footage. So you're going to see me talk about a Stranger Things tie-in novella. I'm going to attach a photo of it for you all so you can at least see it, but I'm going to chat through my entire reading of that. It was on audio when I was crafting and cleaning my room, so I didn't have a full of updates for you, but you guys will see my thoughts, and it's the tie-in novel that I really did like. If you felt a little bit confused watching season 5 and you are a reader, I recommend you read that novel. I'll attach the photo next. Hi Dragons, I'm back. I just want to say that I didn't wind up reading the first 8 chapters of my Nancy Wheeler Stranger Things book. I am liking it. I think that this is a good bridge. So if you felt confused when you were watching the first part of season 5, I think that this is a good bridge because it does show you the obsession of Nancy with the effects of what they're dealing with. It does show you like how obsessed she is with Vecna. It does get into her head a little bit. It does show you the dynamics between Robin and Jonathan and Steve, it does give you a little bit more context about the town of Hawkins. And I am liking it. There is like a little subtle mystery in it that I am listening to. So I'm probably going to listen to another little section, maybe like 5 more chapters when I go to Diamond Paint. But I am intrigued. Also, because this is a Stranger Things vlog, I am rewatching season 3. I'm about to watch the season 3 finale again, and then we're gonna get into season 4. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish season 4 in 2 days because it's really, really long episodes, but I'm gonna try. So that is where we are with that. I want to listen to a little bit more, but I spent the morning editing a couple of videos that I wanted to go up. So that is where we are. But when I come back, I will have read a little bit more and we'll chat about that. And then we'll chat about how I feel about season 4 so far, because by then I should be watching season 4. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Hey chickens, I'm back. I want to do a quick update. I do end up getting up to chapter 13 in my Stranger Things novel. I am liking it. I think that this is like good reading if you felt a little bit lost at the start. You're getting a lot of context with Nancy, and you're getting a lot of context with Robin and Jonathan. You're kind of getting like elements about how they built their story for the first crawl, like how they've started doing crawls, I think. So we're not there yet, but we have a mystery that we're solving. There was a murder that happened that Nancy is kind of getting involved in, thinking it might be connected to Vecna. So that is where we are with that story. I'm about 13 chapters in. So that is where we are. I'm also about to watch the season finale of season 3, which is probably my 3rd favorite season. I really like season 4. I really like season 3, and I really, really like season 5. So, but we're going to watch the end of that. So I'm going to go update my other vlog that I'm doing, and then we'll come back when I have listened to a little bit more. Maybe got up to chapter like 20 maybe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Friends, I'm back. I didn't wind up listening to a ton of my audiobook, but I do want to do a quick update. I do say that this is like a nice bridge to season 5. So like if you feel like you were watching the crawl episode, the first episode, and you were a little bit confused and you are a reader, this really does give you enough. I mean, I've literally listened to 2 chapters, but you're sort of seeing how this story comes together. And I think that like, considering we start season 5 in such like a weird location, this part of the story is told in a book. So you basically have these, you have Jonathan, you have Steve, you have Robin, and you have Nancy, and they're all trying to uncover where Vecna is, and they're kind of working together to kind of solve that problem, and they're not being very successful. But then you also get like a little bit of pieces about where everyone currently is in the current timeline, and right now you're at graduation. So I'm listening to that. I don't know if I'm going to make much progress today, but I would like to listen to it pretty consistently. So that is the plan. I will give you an update when I have listened to another little section. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Friends, I'm back. I did wind up taking a bit of a break and a bit of a pause. I wound up cleaning my craft section. I wound up finishing up a crafting project I was working on, and then I wound up kind of like figuring out all my crafting projects for 2026, like what I want to work on. So I kind of organized everything, and I did a little bit of that, and I have about 30 minutes left of my audiobook, and I really am liking it. Like, I'm really having a fun time with it. I do like this. I really heard about this concept, like Nancy is gonna get the spinoff, which I would really like because I do like her. Honestly, I will miss all the side characters, and I really may have to break down and get a Paramount Plus subscription if that's where the Duffer Brothers are moving to. If they're moving to Paramount Plus, then I may just have to like get a subscription, because I will watch any show that they work on. But I am liking this. This is definitely a Nancy focused story. It has elements of Vecna. I think it kind of pieces the story together. So yeah, I'm really liking that. So I'm gonna go read the last little bit of that book. I'm gonna go craft for a little bit, and then I'm probably gonna choose my next audiobook. I'm going to be something Stranger Things. I have a couple that I could buy. I have a couple maybe that are on Everend. I'm just going to see. Actually, I have one I might pick up because it's about 11 and Max, and they're my 2 favorite side characters. That's what I'm probably going to do. There's also a nonfiction book that I bought that might be my first book of 2026. So we have some plans for this like mini vlog. I'm also watching my favorite episode of Stranger Things, which is Dear Billy, which is with the levitating scene from Max. I love that scene. I spent about 2.5 weeks showing that to my students, and that was like our bonding moment. We were watching that, and they like all now know how obsessed I am with Stranger Things, and I'm actually sort of happy that we did, like, I go back once Stranger Things is over so that no one could spoil me. Trust me, they try on social media, but they're not gonna be that successful. But yeah, so that is where we are. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go finish that audiobook, check in with you guys, and see where we are reading wise, and then maybe we'll start another one. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Hi my friends! Okay, I'm back to wrap up the reading of my Nancy Wheeler book. I really did like it. Like, I had a very fun time with this. I definitely want to read more of the tie-in novels. I know some of them are not that great. That's what I've heard. They like kind of like break canon, but I'm just so obsessed with this world right now. And I'm a little bit devastated that we're gonna have to say goodbye to my characters that I've literally spent like 8 years watching. So I might, it just depends on what the day brings. At 8 o'clock I'm gonna stop reading. I'm just gonna watch, and then tomorrow I'm going to go see it, but that will be in another vlog. So I might pick up another book for this vlog. If I do, I'll vlog it, but it's just like it's like the Starcourt Ball Escape. If I wind up listening to it today when I'm crafting, I will just like add it into here. But the next book you're gonna see me talk about is The Runes Beneath Us by Sasha A. Sloan. I am currently 154 pages into this book, so you're gonna see me start it, give you my thoughts, and then we're gonna read a little bit more. This is probably gonna be my last official book for 2025 because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it before the end of the year, but that is the plan. That is why it is currently like 11 o'clock. I hope to finish this by the end of the year. So we're gonna go chat through this, and then we're going to move on. All right, bye, friends. Dragons, I definitely took a little bit of a break. I did wind up getting a little bit defeated when I DNF tied the book Tied by Sadie Turner. I was a little bit defeated because I really hoped I would love that book. So then I wound up reading 100 pages of These Runes Beneath Us by Sasha A. Sloan. I did a couple other things. I like listened to a little bit more of my audiobook. I cleaned, I organized. So this book I'm really liking. Like right off the bat, it is very digestible writing. You basically have a main character named Lyra, and she's an elf character, but elves in this society is like very, very prejudiced against. She lives with her mom in like a small, like in the forest, and people like, she's very, very isolated because if people find out she's an elf, she is like going to be basically killed. So she has this thing called a power that is very, very frowned upon, and they are trying to like skirt that out. And her mom goes off to kind of help with town that's having a plague, and she's left by herself, and in that time she winds up saving a young man from being attacked by an animal in the wilderness. Little does she know this is actually a prince, and because there is a plague in the kingdom, she is sent for, and she's gonna go work there. And I'm like liking it, like I'm reading it super quickly. I'm also like watching Stranger Things as well, so this is like a nice palate cleanser for that. So I really hope to read another 50 pages. I was really hoping to like finish this out before the end of the year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to try my hardest to make this be my final book of the year and pick up another book for this vlog, or maybe do another vlog where I kind of start. I don't know. I'm going to kind of see where I'm going and what I'm doing, but I would like to make this like an arc vlog, and if I have to pause this vlog and pick up something else, I will, but I definitely want to finish this book. So this is either going to be my last book of 2025 or my first book of 2026. So that is where we are with that. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully when I have another update and when I have read a little bit more of this book. All right, bye book friends. Friends, it is 10:30. So I did wind up getting up to page 154 in The Runes Beneath Us, and I'm really liking this like quite a bit. Basically this part I just read is our main character Lyra. She winds up going to the court where she is an elf. They don't know that, and she's kind of helping the healers in this little society because there's a plague, the plague that her mother's fighting in a different town, and things kind of go from there. There was a pretty big reveal 154 pages in that I'm really intrigued by. Like I just want to keep reading. Also, Stranger Things update, I did finish watching Dear Billy, which is my favorite scene of the entire show. Escape from Camelot might be my second favorite scene that I've ever watched, but I really did like that scene, so I'm about to watch a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to pick up an audiobook. We're going to see like how I'm feeling, if I want to like craft or not, but I do have some crafting projects. I have something coming in the mail too to work on, so if I craft, I'll probably pick up an audiobook, but I'm going to go read the next 50 pages of this book and give you guys an update. But I'm really, really liking this book. I'm so happy that I picked it up. I'll be back when I have an update for you. Bye, friends. Hey Dragons, I'm back. I just want to give you a quick update. I don't know if I'm going to finish an audiobook today. I'm probably not because I am not that far into this. I'm only 200 pages into The Runes Beneath Us, but I'm loving this book. Like, this is such a solid romantasy that I'm really enjoying. It has creatures, it has two potential love interests, it has a king and like another character. You have a world that you're trying to find. You have an elf, like a half elfish main character. You have a hidden identity. You have like a plague at the heart of the story. I'm loving this book. I don't want to put this book down. This is so good. There was also mythical creatures at the heart of this book that I like, several mythical creatures, which I'm really enjoying. And I'm just having a great time with it. Like, I don't want to put this book down. Like, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having such a fun time with this book. I really like our main character. I like all our potential love interests. There's definitely like a potentiality to have a love triangle, which means I can count this for my romantasy bingo. I'm gonna put it on there, and then if Bridget Kimmerer's new book comes out that has 2 love interests does come out, I might swap it, but I'm probably gonna put this for 2 love interests. It has a court setting, it has a creature, and I'm just really liking it. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages and give you guys a time check right now. It is 2:20, which I don't know, but I'm also like pretty far into Stranger Things. I think I'm on the Nina project, which is an episode that I haven't rewatched. I haven't rewatched this whole season. I've watched the Hawkins parts a lot because I like that part a lot. I'm starting to realize that because of like there was such like an issue when they filmed this season, because it was a COVID year when they filmed this, the episodes had to be longer because you had like 3 very different plot points, and I think that like nowadays you really didn't have that for season 5. You only had 2 different plot points. So I think it makes sense why the episodes are a lot shorter, but I love a long episode, so yeah. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I want to keep reading. So that is the plan. I'm going to go read this. I'm going to read another 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. Hey, dragons. I'm back. It's almost 6, and I'm not even close. I am on page 250, and I have to get up to page 350. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it before 8 o'clock. Which is fine. I am really liking this book. This is definitely going to be a 5-star read. So if I have to make this my second book of 2026, that like my first book of 2026, and then I do the blog I wanted where I started fresh, that is fine. But I will say that because I DNF Tidespeaker, if I had just stopped reading it and I picked this book up, I would have finished this long before, but I just was being very stubborn, and I really didn't want to DNF this book. I'm really liking this quite a bit. I think that it has a lot of elements that I'm enjoying. It is definitely elevated spice, I will say that. I think this is probably like more like new adult. It does have a very solid romance subplot. There were 2 potential love interests. There's a fake kingdom, there's like a plague and such. There's an apothecary element. There's 2 love interests that I really like. There's basically the prince and then the guy works in the apothecary with her. There's a lot of stuff about this world that I think will be fleshed out in future books, but I'm really enjoying this, like having such a fun time with it. I'm also rewatching Stranger Things season 4, and I'm on episode 6. I'm on The Dive, which I am liking. I really don't remember. I think when I rewatched it over the summer, I think I only watched the Hawkins part of it. I don't think I watched everything else, but now that I've seen season 5, I think that like a rewatch was necessary and important. So yeah, I'm gonna come back to you guys when I have read about 50 more pages and give you guys like a time check. I was gonna stop reading at 8, and I am, because I'm gonna watch all of Stranger Things and have thoughts obviously, but if I decide to watch a second time tonight, because I am going to the show tomorrow, maybe I will read a little bit more. Maybe I will read till midnight. We'll see. But tomorrow I am going to go see Stranger Things like in the movie theater, just to like have that experience. I think that's very cool. But I probably won't start my vlog until I come home then. I also do want to do a vlog where I kind of talk about my goals for next year and stuff like that. Everyone has been like doing like reading less goals, and I actually have a slightly different goal that I'm going to chat about in my video, my next vlog that I do, just because I don't want to read, I want to read like I did in previous years, and this year just was a hard year for reading overall, and I think that just mostly with like my focus, it just was bad this year. There was a lot of other things going on that kind of took my focus, but I'll talk about that in my next video. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages of this, give you guys an update, but I think this is probably gonna be a 5-star read. I really am liking this quite a bit. I'm happy that I picked it up. It was an arc that I got at Comic-Con. I got to meet the author. Actually, I met her twice. I met her once at Y'all Fest. I got my friend Kari a book signed from her, and then I also met her at Comic-Con where I got this book signed. So yeah, I'm gonna go read about 50 more pages, keep watching Stranger Things, and get ready for the ride to end. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because this is an author that was also got really popular on TikTok. And after the whole Audra Winter situation, I was like really hesitant to see if I was gonna like it, because, you know, of all that stuff that I was reading, and it was kind of, she had like a traditional, like a similar path to Milo Winters. So Sorry, I misspoke. But I'm really liking it. I think that it's exactly my type of romantasy. It has elevated spice, not too spicy, and I'm really having a fun time. So I will come back when I have another update. Hopefully I can read 50 pages quickly, but I don't know. I'm going to take my time, and I am also watching TV, which is my preferred way to watch. So, alright, I'll be back when I have an update for you. Bye, book friends. Hi, book dragons, and back. I did wind up watching the Stranger Things finale twice. I watched it once on my own and then once in a movie theater. Probably going to save my full thoughts until I do my full rewatch. I'm like midway through season 4. I loved it. I thought it was great. But I need to like process a little bit because it was very much like an emotional finale. Really, really good. Like I really, really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I did not finish my goal of finishing The Ruins Beneath Us before the end of the year. So I have like 100 pages left of this, and we did get a couple of prompts for a couple of things that we have to do. So Covers with Cassidy has a readathon that she does every year where she has like 8 prompts, and I might tentatively count this to be an elf. I have to look at the prompts when I'm done with this, like when I'm fully done, but I might count this for that book. I also have a audiobook I really do want to start, and I want to do a little bit of Christmas crafting. I want to like kind of organize everything today, which I haven't really done because I've been out of the house all day. But I do want to go back, and I do want to start doing my best books of the year. I want to start looking at that, but I do want to finish this vlog. So I have about 100 pages left of this. I really am liking this book like quite a bit. I think it's gonna be a 5-star read for me, which I'm really liking. I just have a lot of elements of this book, and this book does have a learning element to it, and I think I may just count it for that readathon, but I also could count another one. I'm also gonna pick up a nonfiction audiobook which does have that element to it, but I am really liking this. I'm about 270 pages into it. I want to like sit down and like read a little bit more, get up to check page 300 and give you guys like an update, but I feel like a little bit like discombobulated. I definitely didn't sleep the best last night. I didn't take any of my, I've been sick for like the past like week and a half, and the first night that I didn't take any of my medicine, and I think I didn't sleep very well, so I'm just like a little bit tired, which is okay. But what I do want to do is I want to get up to page 300 in this book and then give you guys like one more check-in, and then I'm gonna probably read the best bit. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a full rewatch of the show, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go fully rewatch Stranger Things. I am in the middle of season 4, which is my favorite season by far. I'm gonna give you a full rank at the very end. Eventually, I don't know if I'm gonna do it now, but I may just do a full rewatch, like a full rewatch from the beginning. Now that like I know everything, because I think that seeing like other things was kind of fun. But I do want to finish this vlog and put this vlog up for you all. I do want to do some end of the year content and some prep content because I'm going back to work on Monday, so I do want to film some videos as well. I just don't know when that's gonna happen, but yeah, I'm gonna go read to page 300 in this book and then give you an update, and give you guys like a time check. Right now it's almost 3. I didn't really get a lot done today, which is fine, but I do want to kind of prep myself up. I also want to do a video, my next video, where I'm going to kind of focus on some goals and kind of reset myself. So that'll be the next vlog that you see that's focused on Leandra's reading challenge. So yeah, let me go read to page 300. I'll give you guys an update, and then we'll kind of chat through the next little section of this book. But I haven't picked this up since last night, and with Stranger Things in my head, I feel like I need to reacquaint myself with the story, but I was really liking it. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more of this, and then I'll give you guys an update, and then we'll kind of chat. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Dragons, I'm back. So I did wind up finishing my book. So this will be my first book of the year, The Ruins Beneath Us, and I love this book. I'm gonna give this book 5 stars. I really love this book. I am really impressed by this book. It is a romantasy that has so many things I'm craving. It has like a love triangle that like in various parts of this book I could see Liara with both people. It had a lot of complicated plot shifts. It had a lot of complicated political stuff, and I just was very captivated. Now mind you, I just came off of watching the entire Stranger Things series, and it's not the same, but there were vibes that gave me 11 vibes in the end of this story, like very big 11 vibes, and I just really felt for our character. I really would like a second book. Hopefully we get one, because I just really devoured this. Like I really enjoyed it. It's gonna be my first book of the year. It's gonna be a book that I'm definitely going to chat about in my January books. It's probably gonna be a book that's I'm probably gonna keep. I'm gonna try to get a special edition of this. I love this book. If you're looking for a romantasy that has I would say this is medium spice. There are some scenes that I would say are probably upper YA, but it just worked. Like, the characters worked. I really had a fun time with it. So I'm gonna wrap up this vlog, and we are going to do some wrap up content for the 2025 year. I'm really tired right now, but I really just want to get the content done. So we are gonna wrap this up. I gave this book 5 stars, and this was just a really weird vlog of just kind of reading things and arcs and such, but I hope you guys liked it, and I will talk to you guys soon for another video. Bye, book friends.